We begin in Lonoke County tonight. The former deputy charged with manslaughter in the death of a teen last June took the stand in his own defense today.
It has been a very busy day. Katrin Asaf joining us now live from Lonoke County with the latest on how today's events turned out. Katrin.
Andrew, report back and find out.
Yeah, we've had a very eventful final day of this trial. The jury is actually in deliberation, or rather they were about to go into deliberation after closing arguments and after Michael Davis himself took the stand. But just recently we learned that one of the jurors had a medical emergency in one of the bathrooms. That's why you see a number of officers walking behind me. There's actually an ambulance to my right. So everyone's still trying to figure out what's going on. There's the possibility that an alternate juror might have to be called in, and we're still not sure if jury will still go into deliberation today or if they're going to reconvene tomorrow morning. But I will say, for the last day of this trial, we ended after 3 days and with 10 witnesses. And like I said, the star witness of today was Michael Davis himself, who took the stand. He spoke for nearly an hour and a half. Then we took lunch. Then he came back and spoke for another hour. Very emotional. At one point, he had to call for tissues. Another time, he unprovoked started sobbing, "I didn't know he was just a kid." That was when the prosecutor was asking questions, and they actually had to go and get him some water during that. And now, during closing arguments, the defense attorney and the prosecutor were able to make their final arguments to the jury as to which decision should be made. Remember that Michael Davis is facing manslaughter, and if not manslaughter, he's then going to face negligent homicide. Now, the prosecutor's main argument was that he never gave any commands, or rather, there's no evidence that he gave any commands to Hunter before he fired that shot, and that Hunter was facing his side towards Davis and thus had never seen the gun or never knew that a gun was pointed at him in the first place. That's the prosecutor's argument. The defense's argument is that given the totality of circumstances, that also is a law enforcement phrase, Davis believed without a reasonable doubt, believed that his life was in danger in that moment, and he acted according to his training. So that is the defense argument. We heard the prosecutor argument. Now it's up to the jury, but we still have to decide what's going to happen with the jury and when they're going to meet for the first time. Obviously, a rapidly changing situation, but we're going to continue to keep you updated. Reporting for now in Cabot, Katrin Asaf, back to you.
We begin tonight in Lonoke County, where the jury in the trial of a former Lonoke County deputy has just started deliberations in this case.
The man on trial, Michael Davis, also took the stand today. Our Katrin Asaf joins us from Cabot with more on what he had to say and if we can expect a verdict tonight. Katrin?
That's right. You know, we could actually get a verdict as soon as tonight. It completely depends on what the jury wants to do, if they want to stay or if they want to reconvene tomorrow, and how long they take to deliberate. Now, jury is in deliberation. This is after closing arguments were given, and Michael Davis himself took the stand as the 10th witness in this case, only after 3 days of witness testimony and evidence. Now, when Michael Davis took the stand, he actually cried multiple times. It was a very emotional moment for him. Tissues had to be placed next to him as he was recounting the night of the shooting. And at one point, he even said, unprompted, through tears, "I didn't know it was a kid." That was during the prosecution's questioning, and he actually had to be given a bottle of water during that to be able to calm down and continue the line of questioning. That was the star witness of the show, and then closing arguments really wrapped up the whole argument from both the prosecution and the defense. The prosecution's main argument for the jury is that no commands were given, or rather, there's no evidence to point to commands given by Davis to Hunter before that shot rang out, saying that that could be considered reckless, which would lead to a manslaughter charge, or negligence, which could lead to a lesser charge of negligent homicide, both which Michael Davis are facing today. Then the defense stated their argument, and the main argument there was that the total circumstances surrounding the shooting, leading up to the shooting, had Davis fearing for his life. So those were the closing arguments, and like I said, the jury is deliberating. They have a couple of hours, and then they'll check back to see if they want to continue tonight or come back over tomorrow morning. So, of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated, and as soon as we have a verdict, we're going to let you know. Reporting in Cabot, Katrin Asaf, back to you.